Thank you for watching this video. In today's session, I'd like to show you how to use content list to manage your business data. So firstly, let's log into YeeFlow with your account. So firstly, go to the content list. So here is the place where you can manage your business data with the content list. With the administrator permission, you can go to the new button. From here, you can create different content lists based on your base data type. So we support for data list, calendar list, and document library. So by doing that, firstly, I've already created a list which called shared docs 2. So from here, you can select edit. You can check the prepared information, and if you are going to add a new data list, you just put the listener name, description, and the icon for the content list. And you are going to be able to set different permissions. We support for administrator, editor permission, and view permission. So that means who will have the admin permissions. You can select different users, and you can set who will have the editor permission and who will have the visitor permission. You can select all person for editor and visitor, or you can specify different users, user or a group. So from here, so you can select a user, you can select different organization, and you can select for different user group. So for this demo, I just leave all users to have the edit permission and the view permission. All right. So let's go to the content list. So firstly, I'm going to create different fields to help manage the data. So firstly, go to the list settings. So click the edit column. I'm going to create the different fields. First one is the description field, where we will store the detailed description information. So that will be a text area, and it's not required. So click OK. I'm going to then create two data fields. First one is about the public date. First one is about the published date. So select the type as a date picker. Click OK. And we're going to have another field which called valid date. So we are going to set it as a calculate field, which will calculate the date based on the published date. So valid date. And select the type as the calculated. So the logic is we are going to set the valid date as let's say 1 year later after the published date. So we need to set the calculation information. So click edit button. From here, select a function. Go to date, and we select the date add. Insert. So that be 1 year after, let's say, the field publish date insert. So that means the valid date is the valid date will be 1 year after the published date. Click OK. So that be a date and time type. Click OK. And then we will have create a approver field that will be a user type. Click OK. And we will add another field which is called status. And the type is drop down. We will actually have 3 status. First one is a draft, and the second one is published. Value. Click OK. And one last column, we're going to create a field which is stored to multiple file. So select the type as attachment and file selection. The label name is file. So it's allowed for multiple upload. So put it as on. Okay. So that's the columns I create for the content list. So then we will have a different view for based on the file status. So click view, list view. So the first one is the default one, which will list all the content. So edit. So the first view, we are going to list all the documents for the current user with the status as draft. So the firstly, once they submit a document, the first status is draft. And then we will run a workflow to make the document to be approved. So set the name as draft files. And this one will be the default view. And let's change the URL as draft. And all person will be able to view to see this view. And let's say set the display field. Click settings. So put the title as the first one, and it's the status, the approval as second, and the status is third, and it's going to have the publish date and the valid date. So remove other columns. Click OK. Click OK. We are going to have a couple of the fields to be searched as a search condition, and also to be the filter condition. So before to set the search and the filter, you need to put all those fields as the index. So go to index and the unique value, and let's put the publish date, approver, and the status. to be the field with index. Okay. So we're going to have the different views. First one is a draft view, draft files, and click edit, search the search and filter condition, and let's say the create by is a fixed value to equal to, let's say, is me. So that means for the current view, only the files, the items that are being created by the current user can be listed here. And also we are going to add another condition, which is the status. So the fixed value equal to draft. Click OK. And then we are going to add another two views. So that will be list view. So this is the published. Files. And put the URL as published. So all person we have the view permission, and set the default the display field the same like the draft. So title first, and the approver and the status. Let's say file as 2. Description and other fields. Click OK. And set the search and the filter condition as the status equal to published. Okay. And the third view is about archived files. So search the URL as archived, and set the display value. Let's say title file approver publish date validate. Click OK. And the search filter condition, select status and is equal to archived. Okay. And for archived information, we will not allow all the users to say. So let's say only specified users can see those records. From the view permission, let's say specific person, and then select a group. For example, we will say let's say only the operation department users can see those records. Click OK. So that's the 3 fields. So first one is the default view. For every person, they can say all their own draft files, and for all users can say all the public files, and then the archive files. Okay. So let's get back to check. So you can switch different view from here. So draft file, publish file, and archive file. Okay. Let's get back to the list settings. Let's set the form. So you can customize the layouts of the page, including the edit new and view page. So by doing that, you need to select the list layout. And firstly, we have the default layout, and you can design your layout by yourself. So let's go design a personal layout. Click Add Layout, and click Edit. So from here, let's say you can put all the columns. Let's say the file, title, description, publish date, valid date, and the approver. Set the status. Okay, click Submit. So then let's get on to set the page to the customer page. So for the form layout, click Replace. Let's say replace to layout 0, and click Save. Then for Edit, we're going to using the same form. But later, if you want, you can change. Create multiple layouts page and connect to new edit and view form. So click layout 0, and from here you can select how do you want the page to be displayed. There can be a pop-up window, so you do not need to leave the page. Or you can, if you have some of information on the form more complex, you can set the form as the full window. So that will create a new page and will redirect to that page and get back once your operation done. Okay, click Save, replace that one as layout 02. Click Save. Alright, so let's get back to the list. And I'm going to try to add a new item. So this is a form, and I'm going to upload a file. You can actually upload multiple files if you need. And this one, let's say customers info 01, and here is the description info, and let's set the publish date as today, and let's set the approver here, and we can change the status. So for now, just leave it as a draft. Click OK. So here we have the new item. So click this line and check the details of the item. You can click Edit button to edit the information. Let's say with information more. Click Save. Okay, this is a very simple demo for how to create a content list. And then I'm going to add some of the more logic. For example, we can create a workflow. That means once an item being added, we will have a trigger workflow for the item to be approved. So for this demo, for example, I'm going to let's say create a file, and let's select approver, and the workflow will go to the approver for approve. So let's get back to the list edit. So let's get back to the list layout again. Go to layout. So let's edit the layout 0. So firstly, once the user publish a file, they fill in all the information, and for the status, we will set it as a read-only, and the publish date and validate. So that means once the user add a new file, we're not going to let the user to select the publish date and the status. We will change the status automatically by the workflow. Okay, let's hit submit. So we're going to add a workflow. Let's select the workflow from the menu. New workflow definition. So that'll be a create new file. New file. Click next. And for the trigger condition, we'll add a new trigger. So that'll be add an item. So when a new item is created, the workflow will start. So click OK. You can also set a condition. So for example, you want every items to be triggered for the workflow. So you can add some of the conditions. So for now, just leave it as any data. Click OK. And click OK. So then let's go to open the workflow designer to design the workflow. So firstly, start, and we will have two steps. First, they get approved by the approver, and then let's change the status to from draft to published at the end. All right, so firstly connect line. All right, so for the workflow that will be created from the content list, this kind of workflow we call it is a list workflow. So the difference is for list workflow, for the start point, you do not need to set the form, because that will use the new items or the edit form based on the list definition. For other settings, should be same. So firstly, let's say the first approver is going to be the approver that for the user, once they upload a document, they will fill in the form. So let's say assignee, select expression, and let's say we have the one called list field. From here, you can select the approver. So click insert, click OK. So firstly, the workflow will go to the approver, which will coming from the list, the form, list form at the assignee. Click OK. And then we will set the condition. Let's say they have an approver or reject. So we will have the end with the rejection section. So set the condition as rejected. Okay, okay. And if it's approved, let's say this is the line for approved. So add the condition as approved. For the approval task, we need to have the task for the page for task approval. So create a new page. Let's say document approve. and click edit. Say we can actually design the form. Firstly, go to the applicant information, and we can select some of the list fields. Select the file, the title, approver, description, and get back to the form controls, and we will set the task panel for the task approval or reject, and the workflow history here. All right. Let's click save and edit, exit. All right. Connect that form to this task that we improve. Then from the set content list, after the task being approved, we will update the content list value. So click settings for the set list step. So we are going to update the current list. So select the field settings. And we're going to update two fields. First one is the status, and second one is the published date. So for status, once it's been approved, we will change the status value to be published. And then for the published date, we will be set that value to be the current date. So let's go set this one and set the value to be the task content list assignment task, and the create date, the modified date, insert. Okay. So that means once the task will be approved, so we will update the modified date to be the latest date. Then we will use that date as the published date. So click OK. So that, I think that's all for the workflow. So let's go save and deploy workflow. Click OK. Then let's check the status of the workflow. Go to the workflow settings. Let's say the published status has been changed to yes. So that means the workflow is available for use. So let's get back to the list. Let's try to submit a new item. Create edit. Let's update attachment. So let's say the contract. So set the title as customer contract. Here is a description for details. Let's select the approver as a specified user. Click OK. So you can see right now the status is draft and there's no published date yet. Click OK. Now firstly, let's go check the item. So go to the view page. You can see there actually a new button on the top which called workflow. You can check the workflow. And there's new workflow instance has been created. So it's the current status is pending for the approval from task 1, and the approver is render, and status is processing. Let's go back to the pending task. Check the pending task. So here's a new pending task here. So let's check the details for the task. So firstly, here's the applicant information to display who is currently just submit the item. And from this area, it lists all the information coming from the list. So the title, the description, the approver, and also the file here. Let's go just approve this task. Then let's get back to the content list to share a document. So from the draft file view, you can see the items as I just created is already disappeared. So it's not here. So basically it's going to be, as the status has been changed to the published, let's say the file will be displayed on the published file view. So you can see this is the item, and the status has been changed to published, and also the published date is the current date, and the valid date is 1 year after the published date. So here's the value. It's actually automatically calculated by based on the published date. So let's check the workflow. So you can see it's being completed. Then let's modify the list settings to add another workflow. So for example, for the published documents, if you want to maybe once the document is being updated, we will have another notification to be sent to the specific user. So let's go to the workflow settings and let's create a new workflow. Okay, let's say update flow. Update. Okay, next. So the trigger condition, let's say, is the edit items. Click OK. And let's set the condition to meet the condition, like for example, for the list status. Is equal to published. So that means only the file with the status as published, once it's been added, we will trigger this workflow. Click save. Click OK. Alright, so let's open the workflow designer to design the workflow here, and same like the start. And for this workflow, it's very simple. We just need to send an email to specific users for notification. Let's say send email and so connect. All right, so let's say I'm going to send this one to the approver. So let's say the list field, approver, insert. Okay, so let's set the subject as file has been changed. You can set some of the detail content here. Let's just say the file name is changed. Click OK. Or for the workflow, so click save and deploy. Click OK. So from the content list, let's go to the published file, and let's say click edit. So let's get back here and upload a new attachment, clock, and clock. Click OK. Let's get back to check the workflow. You can see they are the previous one, and we have a new one updated with workflow. So from the users, the approver will receive the email with a notification. Then for some of the business scenario, probably you need to track the previous version. So by doing that, you need to, let's get back to the list settings, and let's say we have the version control. You can change the version control to be on. So click OK. So by doing that, once every of the updates, we will generate a new version, and you can actually check the previous version and the new version. So let's get back here, and for let's say, so let's get back to the published file. Let's check here and okay, edit. Let's go to add some of new items. Let's say with new files. Okay. Then we get back to the view page, and from the view page, there actually a new button which called the version history. So from here you can see we have two versions, and we can check the previous version. Let's say 1.0, so version 1. So you can check the title name is the old one, and for that version we have two files. And for the current version, the new version, we have new title, and we have 4 attachments here. You can actually also by doing the restore to replace the current new version to be the old version. You can also maybe change, add some more workflow to add some logic, like for the document archiving. So probably you want to archive based on the maybe valid date or based on other logic. You can actually add those logic by doing the same way with the new and the edit. So for example, if you have a new workflow which triggered by editing, and when some of the condition is coming to true, you can change the status to archive. And maybe you can also change some of the view for the page layout. For example, from here you can go to the list layout and skip into the list layout, and I'm going to add a new layout. Let's say it's for document view, and let's click edit. So from here, I'm going to have a label, and I'm going to use this label to display the title of the document. Let's say the label connect with a variable with the list field called the title. Insert. I'm going to change the style of the text to, let's say, the color to be red, and change the size to be more bigger. And then we will have the file and the description, status, publish date, approver, write date. And we're going to add another field which is called comments. So it means for each of the user, once they view the document or the item, they can add some of their comments here. Okay, let's go submit. And go to the list layouts again, and let's replace the view page to the document view. Okay, save. Okay, let's get back to the list. And let's check the item. So from the view page, you can say we have the different layouts for the title, and we have another comment control here. Let's say nice document. Okay, submit. So you can say we actually can have each of the users to add the comments to the item. You can also add some of the, let's say, new control to make the form more complex. For example, you can connect one list to another, and you can add some of the logic. For example, you can one of the demo is probably you can, let's get back here to, and let's say from the view page, we have one control is called a button. Okay, you can add a button, and let's say start new workflow, for example, and you can execute action. So if you want to add some button and you want the button to have some of the action, firstly, from here you can say we have the actions button. So firstly, you need to add an action. Click new. Go to the step. Click new. And let's select this one. So you can use that button to set some value, some variables. You can call ATP request to connect with other system. You can also start a workflow or execute some of script. So for example, let's say you can have the first step is a confirm dialog. For the confirm question, let's say, are you sure? Are you sure? Okay, so click OK. So you can connect the action to the button to, let's say, once click the start a new workflow, it's called action 1. let's do the preview. Click submit. Click the button, and you will receive the confirm dialog. All right. Then you can add some of the temp variables. For example, I'm going to add this one, and click OK. And so go to the action. So for the confirm dialog, you need to store the result to a temp variables. So click temp variable, and this one. Okay, this will be used by other steps. Let's go add another step. Let's say new. So let's say start a workflow. The execution confirmation is once the user hit confirm button is okay. So go to the temp variable number 1. Let's say function. So click is true. Insert. So add function and the variable. So this one. Okay. Then we will start a workflow. For example, we choose travel demo 01. So okay. Okay. So the logic is once the user click the button, it will first give you a confirmation dialog. Once it's true, we will actually start the workflow for the next step. All right. Click submit. So let's get back. Alright, and also you can add some more information, and in the following demonstration next session, I can introduce you how to create a multiple list and how to share the data with different lists. For example, you have the document, probably you have some of the detailed information with items. So you store the detailed information in one of the lists, and you can display those information using your main form. Okay, I think that's all for today. And if you have any questions, just check the content information from the slide and give us the feedback. Thanks for your watching.